Hey everybody, welcome back to the Warboss Fitz channel, and today we're going to be going back to Grimdark Future and we are going to be looking at the Ratmen Clans. Now for the Ratmen Clans, we run into the problem. Nobody makes everything for this army. So we're going to have to go through a couple different designers, and I picked 3 of them for this video. The first one is Vinci Miniatures. There's going to be an awful lot from this designer, Station Forge, and finally, That Evil One. Now, in the past, when this army was first being designed, That Evil One ran a Kickstarter for the Cheese Stealer cult. Those models still work with this army, but One Page Rules has modified the list and added more things into the army that the Cheese Stealer cult doesn't cover. So throughout the video, when I put up the pictures of the miniatures, their logo is going to be on the pictures somewhere to let you know where those came from. So let's go ahead and dive into the army list, starting with the special rules. We're going to call out a few of them here. Let's start with Lead from Behind. Lead from Behind is just a renamed undead rule. Whenever you fail a morale test, it counts as passed, and then you roll a dice for as many wounds are left in the squad, and on a 1 to 3 you take a wound. That's going to be really useful on this army because some of the squads are built on quantity over quality, and you don't want to have your big units just immediately fail morale tests and just be stuck or run off the board. Viper's Calling is the stacking Furious. This either gives the unit Furious, or if they already have Furious, they get the extra hit on a 5 or a 6. Again, really useful on those large squads. Safety in Numbers to help out with your morale tests. You get to pick 2 friendly units within 12 to get +1 to their next morale test roll. And Scurry Away. This is the extra movement rule. You can throw this on one of your friendly units and they get a free move out of it. So let's go down and look at spells. So the offense spells are Cracks for 1, Lightning for 2, and Pestilence for 3. Let's look at the buffs. Filth 1. Target 2 friendly units with an 18 to get poison next time they fight in melee. This is an excellent pocket spell, something that you might not need, but is great to have when you do. Whenever you design a list and you're not sure who you're going to be fighting against, like say you're going to a tournament or a narrative day event, and you didn't bring enough poison or rending in your army when you run up against somebody who has regeneration, throw this spell out there. That cuts right through the regeneration. Sickness 2. Target 2 enemy units with an 18 to get -1 to hit next time they shoot. You're going to be trying to scramble from cover to cover with your rats. So whenever you find them in the open, this is good to throw on the enemy just to give you a little bit more survivability. And then Frenzy 3. Target 2 friendly units within 12. They get +3 or +6 whenever they move. In an army that has large melee squads, this is amazing. Just getting big blobs of close combat infantry able to move 18 inches on a charge. Oh, that's just perfection. So that's it for the spells. Let's go ahead and get into the units themselves. Starting off at the beginning with the heroes, with the Great Mother. Quality 3, Defense 3, Toughness 6, and Scurry Away. So this is going to come with that movement rule. This is going to be getting you extra movement on 1 other unit per turn. Comes equipped with a combat staff for 6 attacks at AP 1. And then you can upgrade it with a staff blaster, staff flamethrower, or a staff grenade launcher. So it doesn't come with any shooting weapons. You get to choose one of those 3. You get to choose between rending, short range blast reliable, or long range blast. That one's up to you. Where this is only toughness 6, you can put the Great Mother into a unit, but where the only special rule they can give is to give another unit movement, it probably wouldn't be the best to embed this hero into another unit. Probably be best to run them on their own, or have a small squad attached to them just for ablative wounds. So as we go along, I'm not going to put this into any squads to, theory craft. This is just going to be a constant you can have the background to think about. Maybe you put in your list, you'll get a little bit extra movement out of it. Next hero is the Elite Champion, quality 4, defense 4, so middle of the road. Comes with a close combat weapon, a heavy pistol, and fearless. Fearless, fearless, fearless. Most of your squads are not going to have that great a quality. So if you put this into a unit and you fail the morale test, the elite champion gives you a do-over. So for the rules that affect its unit upgrades, we have Piper's Calling. That's the Furious or Extra Furious Safety in Numbers. That's the +1 to morale. Lead from Behind. That's the renamed Undead. Repair. If something with Tough is wounded within 2 inches of you, you can repair some wounds on it. And then Caster 2 and Caster 3. You can replace the pistol with a Flamer, Shred Pistol, Rocket Pistol, Plasma Pistol, or a Heavy Carbine. That one's up to you depending on whatever squad you want to put it in. Close combat weapons, we have Energy Gauntlets for Blast, Combat Drills for Rending, Battle Claw for AP4, and Combat Saw for AP2 Deadly 3. Again, this is going to depend on what squad you put the Elite Champion in. As we go along, we're going to use the Elite Champion to build some units, but not right now. Next unit is the Clan Leader. Not as good as the Champion, only quality and defense of 5, and this one does not have Fearless. But it does have the same unit upgrade rules. Piper's Calling, Safety Number, Lead from Behind, Repair, Caster 2, and Caster 3. It's got the same options for ranged weapons, and the same options for melee weapons. This is just the Elite Champion scaled down a little bit. It has all the options, but it does not have Fearless. So what I will suggest right off the bat, put as many Elite Champions as you can in the army just for that Fearless. Let's look at our first unit. Starting off with Stalkers. Quality 5, Defense 5. This is your swarming close combat squad. Comes with pistols and 2 attacks and close combat weapons. You can switch out 2 pistols for a plasma or a flamer, and you can replace 2 of the close combat weapons with energy gauntlets, combat drills, battle claws, or combat saws. Coming in at 120 points, it's pretty cheap for what you get. It's going to be 20 attacks out of these. Combine it, 240. I wouldn't worry about flamers or plasma pistols because you're going to want to have this squad jumping on the enemy's face. So most of your focus is going to want to be down here in the close combat weapons, and just because everything is the same cost, my choice is going to be battle claws. 2 attacks apiece at AP4. Then what we could do, throw an Elite Champion on there. The Elite Champion can get a battle claw. And because the squad now with that Elite Champion is a quality 4 for morale test with Fearless, we don't really have to worry about the undead rule. I mean, we still might possibly fail a morale test, but it's less likely. In that case, I would go for Piper's Calling. So with this 330 point squad, not only do you have 32 close combat attacks, but you also have 10 AP4 close combat attacks. Anytime you roll a 6, you get extra hits. If you get a good dice roll, this will punch far above its weight. Then if you want to be real crazy, put a Clan Leader or an Elite Champion into another squad, give them Caster 3, start throwing around Frenzy. Take 2 of these squads, Clan Leader, cast Frenzy on 2 friendly units. They're going to be charging 18 inches. We're running an army of rats here. Getting to the enemy as fast as possible and biting its face off is what you want to do. The next unit is Crawlers. Quality 5, Defense 5. This is the shooting swarm, because they all have carbines, 18 inches for 2 shots apiece. You can make one a sergeant by giving them a pistol and a hand weapon. You can change out that pistol for a plasma or a shred pistol. Then you can do a combat drill or a battle claw on the sergeant. But what we want to look at is down here. You get 2 options. Replace up to 2 carbines with either plasma, shred, rocket launcher, flamer, or heavy machine gun. And again, because it is cheap at 5 points, I'd say go plasma. Gives your unit an AP4 kick. Or if you want to be real sneaky, I'd say use a flamer if you're running around real dense terrain to, keep everything real close. As far as characters to add to this unit, I mean, Clan Leaders or Elite Champions, the only real thing that's going to help this squad, let's say you make it big for 330 points, the Fearless off the Elite Champion, Lead from Behind, make them undead. That'd be about the only real thing that would affect how the squad operates or how the squad is meant to operate. That'd be the only real thing that affects that. But really, I wouldn't really worry about that. These are going to be like your chaff units. This is going to be the speed bump for the enemy army. I'd say keep them small. Keep them to where they're easy to hide. The enemy has to dedicate at least 1 or 2 units to taking them out. Swarming with the shooting, I don't know. I've never really had much luck doing shooting swarms. If you have, go for it. Our next unit is Saboteurs. Quality 5, defense 5, 2 close combat weapon attacks, 1 shot with a pistol, scout, stealth, and strider. These are going to be your little sneaky rats. Scout means before turn 1 they can move 12 inches ignoring terrain. Stealth means they are -1 to hit when you shoot at them from more than 9 inches away. And Strider means they ignore difficult terrain whenever they move. So yes, these are your sneaky sewer rats. You can replace all the pistols with shotguns or carbines, and you can replace one of the pistols with a sniper carbine. It's an interesting squad. It doesn't have any melee upgrades, so I would 100% recommend either a shotgun or a carbine. Carbine if you want to stay out of charge range, or the shotgun if you just want to run in there just guns a-blazing. 10 shots at AP1 is nothing really to sneeze at, but you are only quality 5. If you got some hot dice, these guys can make a difference. Otherwise, again, they're more of a speed bump. Next unit is the Elites. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Quality 4, defense 4. Start off with heavy carbines, 2 shots at AP1 each at 18 inches, and they are fearless on their own. You can do Sergeant with a pistol hand weapon, plasma pistol, close combat weapon. You can replace one of the heavy carbines with a shred rifle, flamer, plasma rifle, or a rocket launcher. Again, in this situation, if I don't know who I'm fighting against, I'm taking a plasma rifle. And you can replace all the close combat weapons with combat drills to give them all AP1 and rending. If you got 15 extra points laying around, that's not a bad choice. So again, this isn't a squad that's gonna benefit much from having one of the characters in there. The characters mostly are made to benefit melee squads. The most I would do with this squad is to either choose 5 or 10. With those 2-shot AP1 carbines hitting on a 4, they could be more effective than you think they should be. Even a squad of 5, that's still 8 shots at AP1, that could do some damage. Now we are into Specialists. Quality 5, defensive 5, come with 3 plasma rifles, and they are relentless. Relentless means if they didn't move this turn, if they use a hold action, anytime they roll 6 to hit with shooting, counts as another hit. You can replace the plasma rifles with a shred rifle, rocket launcher, flamer, or heavy machine gun. And you can replace the close combat weapon with combat drills. There's a few different things that we could do here to make them effective. You can go all heavy machine guns and just start laying down some fire on the enemy. You could leave them as plasma rifles to pop up and take opportunistic shots at the enemy. Or you could go flamers. And my personal favorite would be the flamers. We haven't quite got to Y yet. Once we get that far, we'll come back to it. Next unit is the Rat Ogres. Quality 4, defensive 3, furious, toughness 3, so they are beefy boys. 4 attacks apiece at AP1 with rending, and their only option is they can drop down to 2 attacks apiece at AP1 with rending, but they pick up a flamer, 1 shot at 12 inches, blast 3, and reliable. Now typically when I make an army list for one of these videos, I like to have at least 1 squad of beefy boys in there, but the Rat Ogres only having AP1 and rending, they kinda feel a little wimpy. I wish they had more options like, 4 attacks at AP2, 2 attacks apiece at AP4. Just something, just something. Just give me some options here. 4 attacks apiece at AP1. I mean, you're going to get to the enemy just because you are toughness 3 with defensive 3. Either your Rat Ogre is going to get to the enemy or your massive melee swarms are going to get to the enemy. Either way, it's going to suck for the enemy. Next, we have Rat Swarms. Quality 6, defense 6, 3 attacks apiece of poison, strider, and toughness 3. Now, just like every other swarm I've talked about in every other one of these videos, don't expect much out of these. Your rat swarms are going to be there to either hold objectives or to sneak around and steal objectives from the enemy. Don't get them into a fight. They won't last. That's about all there is to say about that. Now we are into vehicles and monsters, and we start off with a Terror Beast. Quality 4, Defensive 2, Fear 1, which means it counts as dealing 1 extra wound when checking to see who won the melee, Fearless, and Toughness 6. Overall, it comes with 8 attacks at AP 1, which is not bad. You can give it a Combat Scythe for a Heavy Pierce. Whenever it attacks, roll 1 dice, and on the 6th, the enemy takes 3 hits with AP 1. That's not bad, especially at 5 points. Just throw that on there. Even if it just happens once, that's worth it. And the way the rule's written is every time the Terror Beast attacks. So even if, 4 enemy squads charge into this on 1 turn, you roll that dice every time you start attacking. You can also give it a Heavy Flamer, 1-shot, AP 1, Blast 3, Reliable for 30 points. Honestly, I don't see a reason to put that on there. The Terror Beast should be getting into combat as fast as possible and staying there until it falls over dead. It should not have the opportunity to use that Heavy Flamer. Next we have Abomination. Pretty pricey at 370 points. Quality 4, Defensive 2, Fear of 2, Fearless, Regeneration. I haven't covered it yet, but Regeneration is whenever you take a wound on a 5+, you ignore that wound. So it's like an additional save. And then overall, 16 attacks in close combat at AP 1. Unit has no upgrades. This is a unit that you just throw at the enemy. 16 attacks, Toughness 12, Defensive 2. Throw it at the enemy, attack them until either the Abomination's dead or everything in the enemy army's dead. Go forth and mulch. Next unit is the Death Wheel. Quality 4, Defensive 2. Ambush, Fast, Impact 6, and Toughness 6. Ambush means that it can pop up anywhere on the board outside of 9 inches from the enemy on turn 2. Fast means it's going an extra 2 or 4 inches depending on whether it's advancing or charging. Impact 6, whenever it charges into the enemy, as long as it's not fatigued, it gets that many number of attacks and it hits on a 2. There's no AP on this, the enemy gets a normal armor save. Its weapon is a Twin Flamer for 2 Blast 3 shots with Reliable. The unit has no upgrades. This is another one I really wish it had options. Let's say I had the option to put on fusion guns. Would definitely do it. What if I had the option to put on like bladed wheels? Definitely would do it. But as it stands right now, this unit is not giving me any reason to put it into my army list. Hopefully that'll change one day because the whole aesthetics of the big hamster wheel, I love it. But for right now, it's going to stay on the shelf. Next unit to look at, which I might say is my favorite unit in this entire army, is the Drill Tank. Starts off at 425, so it is pretty expensive to start off with. But let me tell you about it. Quality 4, Defensive 2, Ambush, Fast, Impact 6, Toughness 12, and it starts off at Transport 11. So it has the 6 Impact whenever it charges into something, and then it has the Tunneling Drill for 8 attacks at AP 4. So this thing is made to pop up and just ram into stuff. It does have a twin rocket launcher. You can replace the rocket launchers with flamers or machine guns. I wouldn't bother. Keep the rocket launcher on there just to keep it cheap. Every time I've ran this, it has not fired a single shot. It has always been charging into stuff or going as fast as possible to get to charging into stuff. Then it has the option for Corrosive Drill, which gives all of its attacks poison, and Transport Section, which gives it an extra 10 to transport. Now, why is this my favorite unit in the army? Let me paint a picture for you. We're going to take the Drill Tank. We're going to give it that Transport Section, so now it can transport 21. Then we're going to take some Specialists. There's only 3 of them in the squad. We're going to give them Flamers. And then we're going to combine it. And then we're going to duplicate it. And then we're going to duplicate it. What this does is it is a drill tank that will pop up, charge into something, defense 2 with toughness 12. You can figure out where to aim this thing, so It'll last the enemy's return fire whenever it pops up. And then over the next 3 activations, 18 flamethrowers get out from the inside. This thing will clear an entire half of the board. And it doesn't have to be all specialists too. We're going to keep 1 squad of specialists in there. Then we'll put in a unit of rat ogres. Toughness 3, this 3 guys count as 9 for transport. These specialists are another 6, 15. We could do 21. If you really wanted, you could do another squad of specialists. There, we're at 21 models inside of there now. You could even go nuts and you could do 20 stalkers with the elite champion. Do your giant close combat swarm pops out of the drill tank. As the army stands right now, the drill tank I expect to see in every single Ratmen clan list. Not only is it a great unit on its own, with all the melee that this unit brings to the table, having transport 21 to drop off squads worth of nasty inside the enemy's deployment zone, I think it's just great. And now bringing up the rear is the Ratmen artillery gun. Quality 4, defensive 2, comes with twin rocket launchers for 2 shots, AP2 and deadly 3. It has the repair rule, slow and toughness 6. You can switch out the rocket launcher for twin flamer cannons or twin AA machine gun. I'm not sure what to even say about this unit. I feel like the artillery gun kind of goes against the idea of the rest of the army. As far as how to use it, I don't know, maybe twin flamer cannons and hide it inside of a ruin and flame anything that stumbles across it. The twin AA machine gun, that might be nice for killing off some infantry, 6 shots AP1. But you're paying a lot of points for it. You would be able to find the firepower that this thing could put out anywhere else in the army, probably for cheaper. So on that last down note, that's going to be it for all the different units in the army. Now we're going to go out to the garage and we're going to have ourselves a battle report. See you out there. So here we are in the garage with the Ratmen Clans. As you can see, we have kind of a compact army for them. If my printer didn't take a dump last week and it took a while to fix it, this would have been so much bigger. But we have a clan leader leading a unit of 20 stalkers, a squad of 10 elites, a squad of 5, and a squad of 5 elites. 2 squads of specialists. Now here, these are squads of 6, but as you can see, they're each only 3 models. They're on the large bases because I'm going to count each of these as 2, and we're going to keep track of them as we go. Then in the back, we have a unit of rat ogres, which I realize is so far back, they're out of focus. There we go. We got 3 rat ogres. Again, using the Radicus files, they have 1 clan leader with them. And then we have a drill tank. Now, as you can see, most of these are from the Radicus files. This and these are from some illegal files that we're not going to talk about. So yeah, let's see who their opponent is. Taking them on this week is going to be the Dwarf guilds. Just like we saw last week, we got 10 miners, we got 5 warriors with regular rifles, 5 warriors with rifles. Each squad has a fusion rifle in there. 10 warriors with shotguns with the Dwarf commander inside the unit, giving them all +1 AP. 2 units of bikes, 2 attack vehicles with the double heavy fusion F your couch guns. And then we have the 2 APCs. Let's take a look at the board. So this week we are going to be fighting over an urban landscape. Lots of line of sight blocking terrain and buildings to hide in for the rats. We rolled up 4 objectives on the board. We are going to roll for deployment and then see who goes first. Uncle C is in the garage today. He's going to roll for deployment. On screen, we get a 2, which is going to be long haul. So with that roll, we ended up getting the Long March, the one where we have the 24-inch no man's land in between us. The Dwarves have deployed in their transports on the line, getting ready to get a hold of some rat booty. And the rats have spread out in their deployment zone. Most of the beef for that army is sitting inside of the drill. All right, let's see who goes first. Rats get a 6. Dwarves, off the screen. Get it. Oh,
yes!
That was a 2. Rat's gonna go first. First activation, these rats over here in the crater, they're going to take off towards that wall. Dwarf APC is going to be moving up 8 inches to there. And then he going to fire into that pile of rats. We're going to shoot off with the twin heavy rifle and twin beam cannon. The beams are black. Woo! Okay, so we got 2 hits with the beam cannon, and with that 6 for beam, that means 2 more hits. AP Force, let's see if he vaporizes some rats. Oh, one of them takes to the face, but 3 die off. So, 1, 2, 3. Next unit to activate is going to be our specialists with the heavy machine guns. They're going to move out around that wall like that, and then they are going to lay into that APC. So remember, these individual bases count as 2 models, so that means that each of these bases has 2 heavy machine guns, 6 shots apiece, 18 shots, hitting on a 5. They do have Relentless, but they had to move to get around the wall. So here we go. AP1, so it goes from a 2 to a 3. It's going to take 4 wounds. Morale test. Morale test. As he misses the box twice. There we go. Oh, it's going to fail, so he is stunned. So APC is down to 2 and stunned, but everything can still get out. Second Dwarf APC is going to move to there. The unit of elites here in the middle, they are going to move around that piece of terrain to there, and then they're going to fire on the APC. Everyone's going to be in range with everything. So we got plasma and their carbines. The blacks are the plasmas. Everyone's hitting on a 4. 1 at AP4. That's going to go through. The rest at AP1. That's going to be enough. That's where all the dwarves get out. And then kaboom! Time to roll for some dangerous terrain checks. First squad, dangerous terrain check. They're all good. Second squad, he's going to lose 1. So 1 goes down, and then because their tank exploded, they are stunned. We got some dwarf bikers moving up 8 inches because they are fast, and then they are going to fire into that big lump of rats over there. They're auto guns. They are hitting on a 4, so they're going to go 4 hits. 5 hits. Yeah, I can count. Saving on a 6. That'll be 4 more of my little crawlers. This squad's getting picked on. The next unit to activate is going to be another unit of elites. They are going to just move forward to there, and then they are going to fire into that dwarf warrior squad there. Everybody hits on a 4. Ugh, 2 hits because of the cover, saving on a 4. 1 dwarf goes down. Pew! The attack vehicle's moving forward to right about there, and then it is going to fire its massive "you gonna die" beams at that unit of rats. Turns out he is at 19 inches away. You can't even see him on the train. 19 inches away, so no shooting there. Next activate is going to be this unit of rats here. They are just gonna, they're gonna hold. They're cool. Got another unit of dwarf bikers. They are going to move to right behind the other squad, and then they are going to fire at, who are you going to fire at? The big squad? Okay, they're going to fire over there, and yes, that is in range. Hitting on a 4. That's pretty good. Another 5 hits. These guys save on a 4, so with the AP1, saving on a 5. We lose 3. 1, 2, 3. The unit of stalkers, they're just going to move over here to the edge of the terrain. Just like that. And that's going to be the last activation for the Ratmen. So we got the shotgun guys are going to be getting out of their transport here. The shotgun warriors will get to there, and then they are going to try to fire at those stalkers. Shots! Lots of shots! So I was trying to make sure that they are at the wrong angle to shoot them, but yeah, I kind of screwed that up. So saving on a 6, even with cover. We got a couple 6s. So they lose 10. Definitely time for a morale check. They're going to pass, believe it or not. So we start with this, and we are left with this. Nothing but special weapons and the hero. Then the other attack vehicle is going to brom right around to that one. And then the last activations, the Dwarf guilds are going to unpin over there. Turn 1 saw some lucky shots from the rats being able to blow up one of the APCs. But now they're feeling the numerical superiority of the Dwarfs on the board. Turn 2, this is where the ambushers come in, and where all the magic happens. Now, we both have ambushers. Let's figure out who gets to put what. I ended up with a 6. Oh, man, everything went off camera. And a 2, so the rats get to do their ambushers first. The Ratmen drill tank pops up on the objective back in the Dwarf's deployment zone. And the unit of Dwarf miners shows up in the back of the Ratmen Clans deployment zone. First activation on turn number 2, the drill tank is going to charge into the back of that attack vehicle. So first we got impact hits, 6 of them. We only got 2 hits. This is not doing good. 2 saves. He's good. Then 8 attacks with the tunneling drill out of 4. Oh no, we only got 3 hits. Saving out of 6. So he takes 3 wounds. Morale test. He's gonna pass. Oh no! The Ratmen's dastardly plan has been thwarted. So that attack vehicle decided to turn and fire at the drill tank. This is the thing with urban terrain. It's a game of bad angles. 2 shots out of 4. Whiff! Oh, maybe the Ratmen's plan is going to be fine. Next activation, the Stalkers and the Clan Leader are going to charge into those shotgun Dwarves. I don't know. Brain no worky. Everybody in this attacking squad has battle claws, so they're all 2 attacks at AP 4, so hitting on a 5. And with Piper's Calling, we got Furious. So there are 2 6s in there, saving on a 6. 7 dead Dwarves. That unit does have regeneration though. So only 4 dead Dwarves. Dwarves are fighting back. We ended up with 3 hits, 2 from the Dwarves, 1 from the Champion. Champion needs a 6, and then everybody else a 5, so we lose 1. Ratman 1 combat. Morale test. They're gonna fail. So the Ratmen lose 1, and those warriors are stunned. Next activation for the Dwarves, the attack vehicle moves to there, and it is going to shoot, oh, shaky camera, into that unit of Ratmen. 2 shots, 2 hits. 2 really dead rats. Pow, pow. So that unit of rats is going to move to right there, and then they are going to fire at that unit of Dwarf warriors. Hitting on a 4. Hey. Saving on a 6. And saving on a 5. That's going to be enough. Bye-bye, Dwarfs. Dwarf bikers are moving forward, and then they are going to shoot at the machine gun specialist. 6 shots on a 4.
Jesus.
Ooh, 1 hit. Saving on a 5. Or I mean a 4. Hey, either way, it was saving on a 6. Math, can't math. But either way, they're fine. Just because the weird angles involved, those machine gunners are going to turn and fire into those miners. 18 shots with technically our 6 specialists. This time they didn't move, so they do get relentless on a 5. So there's our shooting, and we end up with 3 more hits from Relentless. Looking for a 6. Well, there's a couple, but he loses 8. So he's down to 2. Time for a morale test. Morale test. They're going to fail, so they are pinned. The unit of Dwarf Warriors is going to move up to there, and then they are going to fire. What are you firing at? Machine gunners. 4 shots, because fusion's out of range. Hey, 4 hits. AP 1, so saving on a 6. There goes 3. Morale test. They're going to fail. Now remember how I said they were doubled up, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, and stunned. This elite unit of rats is going to move up to there, and then they're going to shoot at that unit of dwarves. Hitting on a 4. Not bad. 1 AP4, saving on a 6, and the rest saving on a 5. So he loses 4. Morale test. It's going to pass. So the remaining APC moved on to the objective is going to shoot those rats. On a 4. Ooh, the beam. Everything hit, and the beam even got 2 extra hits. Beam. That's going to be 3 dead, and then the other one, that's going to be 1 more. So it's 4 dead total. Morale test. They're going to pass. So we lose 4. We're going to keep that lone plasma gunner. The rat swarms, again, they're just going to hold. Dwarf activation, the shotgunners are going to recover. Next activation for the Ratmen Clans, we're going to have the Rat Ogres get out of their drill. With their little cheerleader there, they're going to charge the attack vehicle. So they have their drill hands hitting on a 4. But with Piper's calling from the little cheerleader, they're going to be furious on a 5. 6 hits, but we got 4 extra from the Furious. It's rending, so 1 at AP 4, and the rest at AP 1. That's going to be enough to take out the attack vehicle. Pull that out of there. They're going to be able to get there, moving down the board. Another unit of the Dwarf Bikers moving to there. And they're going to shoot at the Rat Ogres? Mm-hmm. All right. Hitting on a 4. Saving on a 4. Take 3 wounds. That is enough to knock out one of the Rat Ogres. The unit of Ratmen left over by the wall. They're going to jump over the wall. They're going to end up there, and then they're going to fire at those Dwarf Bikers. Hitting on a 4. 1 on a 6. Ooh, it does. And the rest on a 5. So they only take 1 wound. So that means one of the bikes down to 2. Last activation for the Dwarfs. They are going to recover. Last activation for the Ratmen. We got our flamethrower specialist going to get out and fire at that unit of bikers that just fired at the Ratmen Rat Ogres. So once again, they are doubled up. This is actually 6 flamethrowers. The guns are reliable, so they hit on a 2. We got 6 hits. Ends up being 18 hits, saving on a 4. So we got 1, 2, 3. That's going to be all of the Dwarf Bikers. Turn number 2 saw the Ratmen Clan spring their trap with the drill tank popping up behind the Dwarfs. The Dwarves are trying to push through and shoot their way out of it. Let's see how it works out on turn number 3. First activation of turn 3, the shotgun Dwarfs are just going to level their guns and blast into the last part of that melee squad. Lots of shots hitting on 3 scores. So we got lots of hits. This is the end. So yeah, splat. The Rat Ogres, they are going to charge around the corner into the APC. Not the ACP. Yeah, you know me. Hitting on a 4 with, again, the Furious on a 5 up. Oh no, 1 hit. He saves. They just ran out of gas, I guess. I don't know. Forgot to charge in batteries. Unit Biker's going to turn and fire at the flamethrowers. Hitting on a 4. Hey! AP1, so saving on a 6. Yeah, 1 is left. Morale test. Hey, stick around. Use that one on 1 wound. This unit of rats down here in the open, they're going to go that way to there, and then they're going to fire on those bikes. Hitting on a 4. That's a whole lot better than last time. Saving on a 5. They're going to lose 5, so that means that is 1 whole bike and the one that is wounded. Morale test time. They're going to fail. Boop. And stunned. We got the attack vehicle is going to turn to, I guess, fire at the Rat Ogres. Not a bad idea. 2 shots out of 4. Oh, 2 hits. Saving on a 6. 1, 6. That's going to be enough for a morale test. Which they pass. So, boop. So for the Ratmen, these guys are just going to recover. So the miners are going to take off as fast as they possibly can to get their toes onto that objective. Let's be crazy. Sewer rats, go! Whee! Scree! Scree! 3 attacks apiece, hitting on a 6 for 1 hit. Wahaha! And they pass their armor save. 2 attacks each. Trip 1s. 4 1s! Ah! Beautiful.
Really glad you recorded that.
We love those fights where absolutely nothing happens. The APC is going to move there and fire at the rat ogre. 2 and 2, hitting on a 4. So we got 2 hits. So the AP1 saving on a 4. Ooh, and the AP4 saving on a 6. Ugh. Morale test. Saves. Or passes. I guess
Same.
saved. Sure, same thing. Down to 1. The single flamethrower rat is going to move forward to there and try to flame that dwarf bike. 1 shot on a 2. It hits. Saving on a 4. It takes a wound, and it's already stunned. So that bike is down to 2. Last dwarf to activate is the goober. He's going to go there, and he's going to shoot at the flamethrower tank. All right. 1 shot. And perfect. So I looked up, and to my surprise, that drill is fast. So... crash! So we're going to start off with the impacts. Again, impacts absolutely suck with only 1 hit. Saving on a 2. And it passes. 8 attacks with the drill on a 4. Oh, come on. 2 on a 6. So it takes 2. Morale test. It passes. This would be so much cooler if it actually hit something. We're going to have this lone plasma trooper. It is just going to shoot at the attack vehicle. 1 shot. It hits. Saves on a 6. It fails. Another morale test. It still passes. So it is down to 3. And then the last rat activation is going to be that squad back there. They are all going to shoot at that lone dwarf. Hitting on a 4. Oh, there's all my 6s. Save it on a 5. Yep, he's gone. On turn number 3, the rats seem to be swarming all across the board. Let's see if the dwarves are able to pull off some magic to claw this back. First activation, turn 4, the shotgunners are going to fire at the rat ogre. Shots! Leader hits on a 3, everyone else hits on a 4. We gotta do them one at a time. Rat ogre. He's gonna go down, so the rest on the leader there, yeah, he's gone too.
Here's the
Crash, crash. Next activation, the machine gunners are gonna fire into those miners. Hitting on a 5. 2 hits, but because they are relentless, that 6 turns into another hit. Saving on a 6. That'll do it. Boo. Attack vehicle is going to back up and shoot into the drill. 2 shots. 2 hits. Saving on a 6. 1 save. So the big drill is down to 9. And he's decided, oh yeah? Thud. Again. Impact hits on a 2. A little better. Saving on a 2. There goes 1. Rest of the drill attacks on a 4. Saving on a 6. That'll do it. Bang. The APC gonna blast that singular rat. Hitting on a 4. Alright, we got 2 hits. And that's gonna be a dead rat. Bang. So that the rats are just going to use the hold activation on everything else. The only thing left for the dwarfs is that biker who is going to recover and still just be standing there. So that is the end. So at the end of the game, the final score is going to be Ratmen Clans 3, Dwarf Guilds 1. The rats, using their drill technology, were able to get behind the dwarves and just cut them off and surround them. The dwarves were not able to bring enough guns to bear at the right points to shoot themselves out of this ambush. Final thoughts on the Ratmen Clans. They are sneaky little buggers. They seem to have a good mix of pretty decent troops, combined with chaff units that you can use to just fill the board wherever you want them. That, along with the drill tank popping up and with the possibility of having a transport capacity of 21, it can drop out massive units of hurt. Overall, in the scheme of Grimdark Future, I'll put these guys a little bit above average. So that'll do it for us today out here in the garage. I hope you guys are out there having a whole bunch of fun playing the OPR systems, and I hope to see you across the table one day. But we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.